Hello, I am Sarah Millican and welcome to episode 86 of How to Be Champion Storytime Spectacular. Ta-da! It's a good one today. Are you doing it in time? 1, 2, 3. Good work. I like it. You're improving. We are in the chapter How to Be a Comedian. I hope you're enjoying it. Let's crack on with it. Write your own put-downs. If a heckler gets the better of you, go home and write a suitable put-down so if it happens again, you're bloody ready. You can also do this in an argument if you're not a comedian. Go home, write some good comebacks and hope exactly the same set of circumstances happens again. I usually just react to hecklers. You have to remember you are always in a better position than they are because you are sober, amplified and probably smarter and funnier. There's no rush to do the Edinburgh Fringe. Do it when you're ready and do as many previews as you can get your hands on. There's no such thing as too ready for Edinburgh. I always did 28 previews. I did so the first year, it went well, so it felt like a lucky number. I used to have a lucky bracelet for gigs, just a £1 job from the Topshop sale. Oh yes, I can get in elasticated bracelets. My wrists aren't too fat for Topshop. Lucky me. It was made of bright blue beads and I wore it a few times and had some good gigs. While I am silly enough to attach meaning to things where there is none, I'm not an idiot. I lost the bracelet in Gary's car when we started going out. His car is always a shit tip. You could lose a person in amongst the empty bottles of water and packaging for what he calls driving meat. I was very nervous for my first gig without it. It went well. Turns out, just funny. Hooray! Whips off lucky knickers and runs around commando. I once told Gary I was going to an awards do commando. Turns out I meant stag, idiot, alone, beknickered idiot. Never use someone else's material. If you're told your joke about X is similar to someone else's joke about X, get in touch with the someone else. Often it's dissimilar enough to keep using it. If it's the same, you will probably have to drop it, but that's fine. You can write more jokes. Integrity is important. Don't drink before going on stage. You need to stay sharp. This may seem a little harsh, but I am a little harsh. Also, some folk drink before going on stage, then have a good gig and put it down to the booze, like me and my lucky pants, bracelet, amount of previews. If you did well, it's because the booze gave you a little confidence. You can grow that confidence from scratch. When writing, put the funny bit at the end of the sentence. Standard, classic. Travelodges are better than B&Bs. I really hate B&Bs. They treat you like you've broken in and demanded a horrible bed for the night. They never think you deserve a lock on your door or clean sheets. I once ordered pie and chips off a very and chips menu, only to see the owner leave the B&B and come back 5 minutes later with a blue carrier bag. He'd got my dinner from the chippy next door. I quite admire the chutzpah of that. It's worth noting that some budget hotels have takeaway menus at the front desk. Thank you, Travelodge Leicester. Always look in a kettle before using it. Once upon a time, I was fine with kettles. Used any one that was put in front of me. But then on my first tour, I looked inside one, possibly for the first time. There was a lot of white floating bits of I don't know what. I started looking in kettles in every venue and hotel. Then, you know, like an obsession. My tour manager at the time decided to get us a travel kettle to take around with us. Smart move. Then if there were white floaters, they'd be our white floaters, which isn't as bad at all. I mentioned this on Twitter and got a fair few horror stories. Someone found a wig in a hotel kettle. Many men said they'd wade in the kettle if there was no ensuite. And one person picked up the kettle in a hotel to feel the heft, you know, like you do, pick it up to feel the heft, deduced that there was enough water in and set it to boil. It was only when the room filled with a putrefying smell that they looked inside to see that they had just boiled a kettle of sick. You're all going to start looking in kettles now, aren't you? Not sure if I should apologise or say, you're welcome. Keep small UHT milks stolen from hotels in your cupboard at home for cups of tea after long stints away. This is only really necessary if you live alone. If you live with anyone else who was good at buying milk, then ignore this one. I lived alone for 6 years and often had to go via the 24-hour Asda for milk on the way home at 2 a.m. I once bought a £10 dress at the same time. Late night supermarkets are a wonder. I once ran out of knickers as I was away for longer than expected and popped to late night Tesco to get a couple of pairs. The security told me that upstairs was closed as they didn't have enough staff to cover it. Something changed his mind after I told him what I needed. I'm not sure if it was the desperation in my eyes or maybe I just looked honest. Or he could tell that I was telling the truth. Whatever it was, it's good to know that you're trustworthy enough to buy knickers during the night unsupervised. I hate the self-checkouts. My husband thinks they're fun because he can pretend he's working on a till. The thing is, I used to work on a till and I was really good at it. So I get annoyed at doing it again without the pay, discount or uniform, complete with pen slot in the skirt. I have to admit though that they are sometimes handy. I once had a basket of things I'd rather not chat to the young fella on the till about. Again, it was during the night, but of course there was too much in my bagging area, story of my life, and he had to come over and help me scan my microwave dinner and tash cream. Then ask if I was that comedian. Oh God. And that is the end of episode 86. I hope I made you laugh. I hope you have a good rest of day. Let me know what you're having for your tea. I'm interested. We're having some kind of, you know, the things that are Kievs but without the stuff inside. What are they called? Chickeny things. We call them non-Kievs because it takes too long. Should we have those chickens that they're breaded and they're lovely, but they've got no Kiev, so they're not. So we call them non-Kievs. So we're going to have non-Kievs for our tea tonight. I hope you're having a good day and stay in the house. If you have to go outside, put a mask on, wash your fucking hands, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Take care. Lots of love. Bye bye.
Hello, it's Sarah Millican here. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with all of my latest videos. Don't forget to like, pop a comment below, and why not stick around to watch a few more? I'm sure those emails or those dishes can wait a bit longer.